Balboni Darts is the name in darts for Central Massachusetts and beyond. From dart sets and boards to accessories and apparel, they're the one-stop shop for any player looking to stock up or upgrade. Whether you're stepping up to the line for the first time or competing for trophies and checks, Balboni Darts is the store that the champion selects.
Watching these guys just go blow for blow every single time. We've seen them plenty of times over the past, season and a half here, and they've never failed to give us a good game, even when Joe Ricard got Ron Sargent, I believe in week 2 or 3. It was week 2, I think, when Joe won. So Ron getting things going here with the big ton to lead off. Again, Joe has already usurped Ron. I think Ron had the better record for the longest time there. Ron's made the finals more often than Joe Ricard, but Ron playing just on another level here. Really one of the few players to really put a lot of pressure on Tom Curtin this season. Ron has been going blow for blow with all of the heavy hitters, but again, as we discussed in the previous game, Ron has been practicing his math, practicing his doubles, knows the ways, but still we're seeing a little bit of weakness here and there with some numbers. So a reliable, solid scorer, but some questions still remain in the back half of these legs for the Dreamboat. Joe certainly knows his math, but can he get there before this guy does? That is the question. Mike Kerrigan says, good luck, boys. Shoot well. Always great to see some well wishes. I know a lot of the players are still tuning in, even as they make their way home. Solid 60 fired in there from Joe Ricard. Both guys, some solid rounds here. Solid scoring. Not many drop darts into the 5 or 1, which is always what we want to see. 55 found there from Ron Sargent. So a little bit of an ebb and flow to this game, and the advantage might be going Joe Ricard's way if he can find a big ton-plus visit. That's one perfect dart. Second one so close. Going downstairs to that trip 19, finding the 99. Again, one of the things that we've been seeing in Joe's play that's different from the past 3 weeks is that instead of staying on that 20 segment like he has been these past couple of weeks, he's electing to go down to that triple 19 to try and find that extra triple. I think that's the correct way to play. Why try and force that dart through, risk a bounce out when you can grab some readily available points in the lower portion of the board here? Joe looking to just keep these darts steady. Does find a solid 60 visit there, so he is down to an out first. Ron trying to hold steady here. Doesn't want to get broken off the rip. Wants to find at least one triple to try and put some pressure on Joe. Can't quite do it. Can't quite find that segment. So 60 fired in. Down to an out, but 1-2-2 remaining for Joe Ricard. Which way is he going to go? Joe finding that first dart. So 68 remaining. 20 is the preferred way to go here. Does find it. So 48 remaining. Won't find that triple. And will leave himself his ever so reliable, tried and true, and trusty double 20. Try saying that 5 times fast. I probably can't. I probably won't even attempt to do so. Ron Sargent, 140 remaining. Won't go this time. Again, that first dart ever so slightly off. Second dart is a beauty, though. So 60 remaining. Oh, and that's a big mistake there from Ron Sargent. Not able to keep those darts straight. 85 punched in. So we'll have to burn a dart if he's coming back. Joe Ricard, double 20. Takes it with that first dart again. Not sure what Joe was doing in the previous round that he had against Berto Santos. Tried exploring the double 16s a little bit and just wasn't working out. Joe playing some great darts. Solid leg to get things going here with the 80 average. Will he find the 180? No. Oh, my goodness. 1, 2, 3. Found on multiple occasions from multiple players tonight. Not able to put all 3 darts into that bed. Can't put him to rest just yet. And Ron Sargent only finding 43. A little bit of frustration on display early from the Dreamboat. even though he did take out Mike Kerrigan, Ron had his rocky moments, so maybe coming back from illness, not completely, practiced up, not completely in form. Have to feel for the guy whenever you get knocked down that hard with sickness. It is pain. You don't want to feel like doing anything. These guys did have a pretty good week last week. Joe did have a pretty good week last week, but looking for more points here, and a win over his buddy Ron Sargent will, I believe, put him into second place. So lots to play for here with this game. Joe not able to quite find that triple 20 segment. Looking to sink it in, does. Finding that big ton there, dropping his score down to 178. Ron off to an extremely poor start here. Needs to really pick up the pace if he wants to have a challenge. A shot at challenging Joe in this leg. Can't quite do it. Ron, a little bit of frustration just staring at the board there. Darts is such a crucial battle between your arm and your mind. And sometimes the mind dictates the arm. If you start getting frustrated, the arm is prone to not really listen to anything. The mind is just going to make you throw away your darts. And Ron really looking to try and recover mentally. And those darts are just going to get under the skin of the dreamboat. So maybe a breath needed, maybe a step back needed. Ron Sargent not able to find that third dart in that triple 20 bed. So better visit for him in this leg for sure. But Joe Ricard, 38. Are we going to see him go straight at it? No need. Does find the correction. So double 16. It's giving him problems. And no problems in this leg. My goodness. Solid 14 dart leg there from Joe Ricard. 91.09 average. Joe has come to play. We are already on the cusp of Ron being down a set. So Ron, this is his set to theoretically earn if he was able to hold his throw, but being broken off the rip and Joe coming and taking and holding his throw. A lot of pressure on Ron now. Can't afford to have too many slips and too many explorative darts here. Needs to just try and keep him in a line. Joe, solid ton to lead off. My goodness. What can Ron do to slow down the pace here of Joe? That's a great way to start. Needs at least one more for the confidence booster. Can't do it. And again, the frustration. These guys walk away from the board with 95s fired, and it's just not enough. It's never good enough if it's not over a ton. Joe looking to punish, and he's off to a flyer of a start here. 2 darts in there. Come on, Joe. And the flyer of a third dart going for 40,000-foot view of the board there with that third dart. So unlucky. Looks like there was a nice little cradle for that third dart to try and slot into, but just couldn't get it. Not able to find much of anything. Ron Sargent battling his mind here. You can see it. Needs to try and hold it together. This is not over yet, and even then, there's still a whole nother set. Joe just getting back to business. Perfect dart again to lead off. And an ugly third there, but it does take away the 1, so maybe a blessing in disguise. Will leave himself the 180. 140. After this, will leave himself very handy. Ron looking to just keep these darts steady. Does find the big ton 40, so Ron doing well to mentally reset. Will leave himself 146. First 2 and out. Again, Ron is trying to hold throw here. Joe's looking to break. Joe wants at least a ton 40. Put some serious pressure on the ton. Bare minimum in feel. Can't quite do it. Goes into that 5 segments of 45 found. Ron Sargent 146. Can he get it done? First darts golden. 86 left. Finds it. Double 16 for Ron Sargent. This would be a monster of a take. Come on, Ron. Oh, and he pulls it inside. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen, but Ron was holding his breath with us, and my goodness, just not able to find it. 135, a challenge from Joe Ricard. You feel not sure what's going on here with the scoring. Not sure what's going on. Both guys looking a little confused here. Maybe it's the other game that they're watching there. Joe Ricard eyeballing 135, finds the first part, so triple 20 for a bullseye finish. If you can find the trip 20, combination's not on, unfortunately. Valiant effort there, going for the correction to the 18s. Not sure what was confusing the guys there. It must have been the other game going on, but no matter. Ron Sargent, 16 left, double 8 needed. This is to keep this set going, keep this set alive. Not sure what's going on over there. You have to buzz the guys. Looks like they're figuring it out, though, from what I can see. So, looks like whatever it was has gotten resolved because Ron's lining up to the Aki. Looking to take out double 8. Wants to walk it inside, just barely outside, and he does with that second dart. So, a brilliant correction there from Ron Sargent, keeping his hopes alive in this set, but Joe, like a shark.
Since 2014, U.S. Sports and Apparel has been helping teams, companies, and organizations look their best. From embroidered polos to customized uniforms and fan gear, they have the expertise and the people to do it all. Their catalog includes spiritwear, athletic equipment, and promotional items. From mugs and golf balls to jackets and hoodies, everything is branded to your specifications. For gear that works as hard as you do, trust in U.S. Sports and Apparel to get the job done right.
Hunting in these waters, wants the passengers of the Dreamboat to fall into the water so he can snatch them up. And the scoring has been so steady for Joe Ricard. Solid 135. Ron, immediate pressure. 92 average here for Joe Ricard. Serious darts being tossed. And Ron just looking to try and keep up. The ton 40 will do and will go. These guys are just throwing haymakers now. Joe looking to keep this momentum going. Might be a tough block. Definitely a tough block. That first one caught that first dart, only finding 59. These guys are throwing such great darts right now. My goodness, what a treat we have here. The WPL and Ron Sargent looking to maybe go around that dart. Will stay there. Finds his way into the trip 5, I believe. Oh my goodness, this blocker makes it so tough. These flights. What did Ron hit? 90. So he did find 2 in that trip 5 segment. So close. But not out of the woods. Joe still within hunting distance here. Needs a big correction, and oh my goodness. Just a messy round there. Finding the breakfast, 26. Bacon and eggs for Joe. Not when he wants to have breakfast at all. Opportunity now for Ron to really jump ahead if he can find a triple. And he does, so 85 punched in. Joe feeling the hurt from that poor round. Needs to try and find a ton 40, ton 80. You feel to put the pressure back on. And he only finds a ton, so 181 to 186. Both guys neck and neck down the line. Ron, maybe a frustrating first dart, stepping back, talking to himself a little bit, doesn't like it. 24, back up to 20s. Stays there down on the trip 19s. So will leave himself an odd number. 105, maybe not the right play. Joe Ricard, 181, not at an out, but certainly can leave himself very nice finish. Needs to find that 20. Does. Another one will do. Very lovely. Looks like he does find the 121. Squeezes those second and third darts in there. My goodness. 60 remaining to 105. Can Ron get it done? First dart, 19. Leaves himself 86, so trip 18. Finds the trip 18 for double 16 again. Come on, Ron. He missed it on the first go. Will he find it on the second go? Oh, he pulls it in. It's in. My goodness, 105 take there for the Dreamboat. What a take. Ron Sargent, excellent. Excellent out there. Ton plus. We take those every day of the week. Even Ron can't believe it. Hyping himself up there. My gosh. And all of a sudden, we are playing for the set. Both guys so neck and neck. Joe Ricard was up 2 legs to nothing. Now dropping 2 legs to this man right here. Can Ron battle his way all the way back. Joe, serious look on his face. He wants to get it done right here, right now. Doesn't want to mess around. Almost very lucky there to find that 85. Just barely able to squeak that one in there. Top left corner, and Ron looking to come roaring back with a big answer of his own. Needs to keep it steady. Can't quite squeeze another one in there, but the ton will do nicely. We'll take what we can get when these battles are so close, and Joe needs to try and work off of that. One in the corner, does put one in the triple 20 segment. Can't find the second one. I think that might have squeaked into the 5. It does, so only 68. Drop dart and unforced errors. Ron Sargent, a huge opportunity to punish Joe, but not really taking advantage of what Joe's giving him. Needs a serious third dart to save this visit. And all of a sudden, wow, maybe nerves coming back for Ron Sargent. Was battling his mental game past couple of legs when he went down 2 legs. So Joe Ricard, opportunity handed right back to him, but needs to capitalize. Great second dart. Wants another one in there. It looks like it goes wide again. 81. Not able to find that triple 20 segment. Close game we have here, folks. Always a battle between Joe Ricard and Ron Sargent. These guys are such great buddies. They practice all the time. So they know each other's games very well, and they know exactly how to focus up and approach these games. Joe looking to lock that one in just a little bit lower. That's a tough block there. Knows it, so he will be going downstairs. Can't grab that trip 19, just on the wrong side of the wire. 267 down to 206. Ron Sargent, all he has to do is keep his darts straight here, more or less. Leave himself a very nice leave. Wants a ton. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure where that third dart went. Finding 55, so 141, not a pretty leave, honestly. Joe Ricard, 206 remaining. Needs a ton 40 at least. Ton, even. Will stay there. Can't squeak his way around those darts, so 55 found. Not able to leave himself a nice out. 151 to 141. Combination is dead on arrival there for Ron Sargent, so looking to just set up. 102 remaining. Goes to the 18s to leave himself 84, if my math serves me correct. Joe Ricard, 151. This would be a spectacular take. Finds the first part, down to 17s. Second dart found. Tops. Oh, what a take from Joe Ricard. Beauty. Wow, 151 to seal the set. Joe Ricard, spectacular finishing on display. My goodness, what a nail-biter of a leg. Solid stuff here on display. Both guys giving us the show that we have been demanding week after week, and Joe leading with the big ton. Averaging 88.32. Ron, very respectable 74.96, but Joe has been just playing in that extra gear, and it's been helping him out big time. Wow. I'm still in shock of that 151 take. That was just an awesome way to seal the deal. And Joe looking to just keep steady, keep the momentum. And that's one of the things that I love about Joe's game is that even when he hits those big shots, you don't see the adrenaline. You don't see the excitement. He keeps the arm steady. So many players after a big 151 will let the excitement maybe take over their throwing arm. Solid answer there from Ron Sargent with the 1-2-1. Maybe let the nerves get in, and maybe the next visit to the board is not as polished as the previous one. But Joe, back to business. Working for the weekend, even though the week just started, and only finding the ton, not happy with it, but still pushing ahead, keeping that ball rolling. And Ron, looks like he's finding his extra gear now. Leading off with that triple 20 to open up every visit, finding that big ton. 201, 220, these guys, no room between them. Lining up to the Aki here, Joe Ricard, 201, wants to leave himself something handy. First start's a bit of a brutal Brutal dart, and Joe might have that second one in there. Can't quite tell. So not sure what this visit is because I can't quite see it, but only finding 78. So third dart saves the round. Certainly wanted to walk away with more. Ron looking to just keep these darts steady. Keep them straight, Ron. Don't even think about getting into the 5 or the 1s. Nice ton to leave himself to Shanghai. So Joe Ricard, 1, 2, 3. Not as easy as ABC. This is a very tricky leave. Which way is he going to get things going here? Looks like he might be going downstairs. Finds 19 to leave himself 104, so up to trip 18. Can't grab it, so 86 remaining. Will choose to stay there. And just low on that third dart, so close to leaving himself. Great single dart leave on the next round. We'll have to rely on Ron Sargent missing this 120. We've seen great takes so far. 2-ton-plus takes from both guys. First dart's in there, so second dart. Keep it straight, Ron. One dart at double 20. Oh, and it might as well have struck the moon. Maybe some excitement getting into Ron's arm there. Can't quite keep it steady, but still a great bid. And Joe, 68 remaining. First dart at 20s. Might have found 5, so 63 remaining now. 13 bull, you surely feel he must do that. 13 to bullseye. Ooh, and he pulls it just high. 25 remaining. Have to respect the attempt there again. Ron on 40. There's a way to go. Take those chances. Double 20 for Ron. Needs to bring it a little lower. Finds it with that second dart. So Ron leading off here in this set, finding an immediate break on Joe Ricard. Brizzle in the chat says, what's up? Dude, Brizzle, where have you been, man? We've had some great darts, some great games so far. This has been a spectacular one. So if you're just joining us tonight here with this game, you are spoiled, my friend. This has been some fantastic stuff, and Ron continues to find some fantastic darts, finding the big ton. Both guys blowing up this triple 20 segment. We're going to have to replace the boards after this match, guys. Joe looking to just drop that in a little bit lower. Goes well wide on that second one. Big mistake there. Only finding 41, so not a way that you want to start your run here from 501. Ron joining in on these mistakes. Does very well to correct with that second dart. Ooh, not by much. Third dart just goes slightly high. So Joe Ricard under the gun a little bit here in this second leg. Ron Sargent doing very well to find that opening leg. Now looking to try and hold his throw from Joe's challenge here. Finding the big ton 40 to get himself back into the picture. Great darts there from Joe. But Ron, still a huge opportunity to keep pushing ahead. Ron looking to try and go back up just a little bit and can't quite find it. The ton 40s, ton 80s have been so shy tonight. They just won't come out and show themselves, but the tons will do. Both guys will certainly take those every single time they go to the board. There's another one on display, another ton. So Ron Sargent working with 218. Joe Ricard right on his heels with the 220. And that trip 5 might cause some issues for Ron later down the line. And that trip 9 is not going to do him any favors. So struggles here as we get towards the end of this leg. Joe, big opportunity. If he finds a ton here, Shanghai in the 20s would love a 140 as well to leave 80. Looks like the ton will have to do. Can he find himself another 100 score? Looks like no. Drops it just low. So 160 remaining. Joe first down to an out. Ron, 174. Will look to try and set up big if he can find it. Can't grab the triple 20 segment either, so 114 remaining now for the Dreamboat. Joe Ricard, 160. We saw the 151 earlier. This would just be a cherry on top of the ice cream sundae. Oh, my goodness. No, it won't go. Joe wanted it so bad. But unfortunately, he will have to walk away, be happy with this ton. Again, what consistent scoring that we've seen from both guys. Unbelievable. 1:14 remaining now for the Dreamboat. Finds the 60 to leave himself 54. 14 tops is the preferred way. Oh, finds 42 instead, so 12. Double 6 remaining for Ron. The Dreamboat. Some tricky navigation required. Oh, and I don't believe Ron knew what he had at all, because that was not the way to go. My goodness, unless I was wrong. Nope. Caster math again coming in clutch. I was right, so Ron maybe not aware that that was the right way to go. So Joe, 20 needed for double 20 now. Oh, the rare miss on his double 20 down to double 10. Finds it with that third dart, so we have back-to-back breaks here. No comfort found for either guy in this set. Looks like a little bit of a discussion here from both guys discussing that previous leg, but Joe Ricard doing very well to battle back. The hold of throw will be so critical now with 2 opening breaks. Really just tough. Still Joe's set, really, because both guys have broken. 55 fired here for Joe Ricard. Ron Sargent looking to try and get in for something greater. Just low on that second dart. Can he make the correction? Can't quite do it, so 60 will have to do. Ron not walking away a happy man. Knows that this man can turn up the heat in an instant and look to punish immediately if he can just find that first dart. First dart is found. Can he fill up the bed? Second dart blocker might go downstairs, might stay. Looks like he finds 2 in there. Actually pushes past, so the 140 works out. Ron Sargent looking to try and drop that one in slightly lower. Can't grab it. Only 60. So Joe, a little bit of a lead building here. Some momentum swinging back in the favor of Joe Ricard. Still plenty of space for him to go over, but elects to go downstairs for the big trip 19 find. Joe finding these switches reliably. 96 found, 86 average. Really some spectacular stuff on display from Joe. Ron trying to keep pace. 2 in there. Can he fill it up? Does. Big 180 found from the Dreamboat. The wind is in his sails, and he is challenging for this leg. Joe looking to hold on. Remember, this is his leg to defend, so to get broken again would certainly raise the pressure even more. Only finding 60. Ron looking to keep this going. That's another perfect dart. 2 perfect darts. Oh, he's going to fill it up. No, he's going down instead. Oh, the big 177. Ron Sargent on fire, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. These guys are just nuts. In the 24 leave, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, folks. Fortunately, the 150 showstopper out will not go, so Joe looking to try and set himself up for something just in case. Ron leaves 24 after 3 darts. Wow. 24 now. Double 12. Can Ron take it? Well wide. Needs to reel this one in. A little bit more wrangling needed. And he goes low, so opportunity back in the hands of Joe Ricard. Can he find it? Ron with the big miss there. Surge of scoring brilliance, but Joe, double 16. Oh, and it's taken. An absolute backbreaker there from Ron Sargent. Wow. Tough darts. Joe delivering the heavy blows. No mercy.
Looking for your next night out in Worcester? Tee Up Tap Room is the place to be. With 5 golf simulator bays, more than 20 dartboards, a full bar and kitchen, and leagues for both golf and darts running year-round, Tee Up is the go-to spot for competition and community. Swing by Tee Up Tap Room at 70 James Street in Worcester and see why it's the city's home for golf, darts, and good times.
Ron Sargent will have to really dig deep if he wants to not get bothered by the way that that leg went down. What a spectacular surge from both guys there. I mean, just amazing darts. Ron's average is shot up, screamed back up to 80. Joe finding that extra bit of pace. 86.22. Triple 20s have been there for him tonight. Honestly, replicating his night win performance in week 2 with some stellar stuffs. 97 to follow. Ron Sargent looking to just try and keep this steady. Doesn't want any errant darts. Keep him in line, Ron. And he does with the big 140, so the scoring has picked up pace, finding the extra level that these guys have been trying to access every single time they come to the Worcester Premier League. The game is there, but sometimes it just doesn't always come out. Great third dart there. These guys have the ability to play in ton-plus average just range. I mean, we've seen it all in individual legs multiple times, but to do it consistently like this is unbelievable. Saw another ton 40 there from Ron Sargent. So, man, this is looking like it's going to go all the way if Ron can keep this pace. Joe under a lot of pressure here. Ton 40, ton 80 needed. Finding that first one. Second one found. Oh, and it just doesn't want to go in there. Blocker, but the 1-2-1 will keep things interesting. Not at an out, but Ron, 61 remaining. He doesn't have to go for it. Doesn't have to try and force the bull. So setup shots, needed. Finds the bullseye. Ron, what are you doing, Ron? Oh no, Ron. Gosh, he's just too good. He doesn't miss. When he goes for single bull, he always hits the double. And he finds the 3 to leave himself 8, I believe. So, wow, what an adventure this guy went on. 113 to leave 8, but man, he didn't have to make it that stressful. Wow. Just taking a breath here, folks. That was just a roller coaster of emotions. But Ron got there in the end. So, you know what? All good. 60 found from Joe Ricard. 141 remaining, but is Ron going to let him have a look? Double 4 needed for the Dreamboat, keeping the dream alive. Oh, just outside. Can he reel it in? Oh, he did this previous on double 4. Went well inside on that previous attempt, and he doesn't find it here, so 141. We've seen 151 for Joe. This is for the game. Can he find the first part of the equation? No, well high. So chance will go back in the hands of Ron Sargent. Does very well to leave himself 61, but can only set up now from this point on. Finds the 9, so unfortunate third dart. Can Ron force the deciding leg in this second set? Double 4. Didn't miss by much, and he doesn't miss by anything. And this attempt here, double 4 is found, and we are going all the way in this set, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute stunning display from both guys. And Ron Sargent putting the pressure on Joe, and Joe has the defensive throw. So theoretically, he should be getting down to an out first. Scoreboard update for everybody. Tom Curtin has taken out Justin Burke 2-0, but Justin still securing very, very crucial points, keeping his position in the standings safe for this week. And Joe off to a very poor start, 24 found. Ron, huge opportunity here to really jump ahead and put the pressure on Joe, who should be defending this one. But Ron is taking this leg by force. If he can find another one, that would just be a dagger. Does find the big 140, so solid ton 40 there for Ron Sargent. The Dreamboat sailing away. And this is just to try and keep this game alive here. Joe coming back with the big find on that first dart. Second one's low. And the third dart's not able to find its way into that trip 19, but wrong side of the wire, 101 punched in, dropping his score down to 376. Ron Sargent can't afford a sloppy round here. Needs to find at least one. Come on, Ron. Don't get sloppy now. And unfortunately, those darts may come back to haunt Ron if Joe can continue to keep this pressure cooker cooking. Wants a ton 40. Unfortunately, can't find it. So 276 remaining, 316 now for Ron Sargent. Needs to keep this going. Can't afford another sloppy round. Finds the big trip 20. Would love another one. And he does. So 140 to clean up the mess of the previous round. Pressure is building The kettle is boiling. Who is going to hit big when they need it most? Joe looking to find a 140. Does find the 140. Leave himself an out, so first down. But can Ron leave himself something better? Finds the first dart. Second dart well outside. Loss of focus there for Ron Sargent. Needs to try and focus up and correct. Finds the big 17, but advantage you feel. Joe Ricard, if he can find the line on the first one, this would be a beautiful take. It won't go, so 1:16 remaining now. Wants the ton, needs the ton, does find the ton, so waiting in the wings on double 18. Ron Sargent, do or die, 98. It has to go. And unfortunately, first starts in the 1, trip 19. Doesn't go, so all of a sudden the momentum swings back into the camp of Joe Ricard, who has 3 chances to seal this game and face off against Tom Curtin in the finals. Focusing there from Joe Ricard. Wants to find it. Pulls it well inside, so double 9. This can be nervy. Pulls it inside again, so 9 remaining. Finds the, I think, 1 segment, might have found the 20. Does find the 1 segment, so he will correct down to 8. But Ron Sargent, again, do or die 66. It's not comfortable. Ron rocking back and forth, wants to line this up. Finds the trip 10. Can he find what Joe didn't? Pulls it inside. This is a crucial dart. Double 9. Oh, and it's outside. Heartbreaker. And Joe back in the situation again. Double 4. Can't afford to miss. Down to double 2. Finds it. Double 2s never lose for Joe Ricard. And a scary, scary close game there between him and Ron Sargent, but he jumps Ron in the standings, takes out the Dreamboat in this game, and what a fantastic battle these two gentlemen had. 85.22 for Joe and an 81.5 for Ron. Ron really turning up the heat in the back half of that game. My goodness.
Looking for a way to support the Worcester Premier League directly? Check out our coffee page. Every dollar donated goes right back into the league, helping us cover operations and build a bigger prize pool for the players. Your support makes it possible for us to keep the WPL growing season after season. Once again, your donation helps us keep the competition thriving and the darts flying. Visit our page at coffee.com/WPL darts to make a contribution today.